Well, I tell you what, it's nothing like napalm in the morning. They sprayed Sedona yesterday, like all day and into the night last night. It's like Happy Valentine's Day from President Brandon. This is why I do forgiveness work. I'm just being real with you guys. I could be completely wrong. I don't know what they're spraying. It could be lavender, okay? My eyes are watering. I'm like, oh. Anyway, I'm fine. Everything's great, and I'm here to talk about forgiveness and love today. So lesson number 46 of A Course in Miracles. God is the love in which I forgive. God does not forgive because he has never condemned. And there must be condemnation before forgiveness is necessary. Forgiveness is the great need of this world, but that is because it is a world of illusions. Those who forgive are thus releasing themselves from illusions, while those who withhold forgiveness are binding themselves to them. As you condemn only yourself, so do you forgive only yourself. Yet, although God does not forgive, his love is nevertheless the basis of forgiveness. Fear condemns and love forgives. Forgiveness thus undoes what fear has produced, returning the mind to the awareness of God. For this reason, forgiveness can truly be called salvation. It is the means by which illusions disappear. Today's exercises require at least 3 full 5-minute practice periods and as many other shorter ones as possible. Begin the longer practice periods by repeating today's idea to yourself as usual. Close your eyes as you do so and spend a minute or two in searching your mind for those whom you have not forgiven. Oh, this is a good one. It does not matter how much you have not forgiven them. You have forgiven them entirely or not at all. If you are doing the exercises well, you should have no difficulty in finding a number of people you have not forgiven. It is a safe rule that anyone you do not like is a suitable subject. Mention each one by name and say, God is the love in which I forgive you. My example would be Joe Biden. The purpose of this first phase of today's practice periods is to put you in a position to forgive yourself. After you have applied the idea to all those who have come to mind, tell yourself, God is the love in which I forgive myself. Then devote the remainder of the practice period to adding related ideas such as, God is the love with which I love myself. God is the love in which I am blessed. The form of the application may vary considerably, but the central idea should not be lost sight of. You might say, for example, I cannot be guilty because I am a son of God. I have already been forgiven. No fear is possible in a mind beloved of God. There is no need to attack because love has forgiven me. The practice period should end, however, with the repetition of today's idea as originally stated. The shorter practice periods may consist either of a repetition of the idea for today in the original or in a related form, as you prefer. Be sure, however, to make more specific applications if they are needed. They will be needed at any time during the day when you become aware of any kind of negative reaction to anyone, present or not. In that event, tell him silently, God is the love in which I forgive you. So what came through for me today is kind of like, we need to be really, really super honest with ourselves. So I think that we're being spiritual narcissists a lot of the time, because the thoughts that will come into my mind will be like, I could give this person my love or my attention if they were a little bit more spiritual and kind of on my level. So I sort of like withhold love from people and withhold time, energy, extending out an offer for help because I feel like I'm more spiritual than they are. I'm just keeping it real. Like, since I left this idea of like being more of a Christian and then being like a Unitarian church person, I've come into this Course in Miracles student identity, and I feel myself kind of judging. So I just want to put it out there that, if you have friends or family members that you're slightly disconnected with, that you definitely want to apply this to them. This is not about forgiving myself in this exercise. Obviously, the whole thing is forgiving ourselves because there is no one else but us when we consider non-duality. However, we're still kind of in a dualistic place, doing dualistic things, and we wanted to come into separation. So we need to really get the deep lesson from this. But please don't hold back. If there's that family member or friend that you know you're judging because they're not as spiritual as you, put them in here. Because this technology, this Course in Miracles technology, let me hold it up. The Course in Miracles technology is going to be the thing that heals my mind and yours. And I'm right here with you. You know, I'm not done with my work by any means. All right, so let's see what Jesus has to say in a year of forgiveness. All right. Lesson 46, God is the love in which I forgive. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Forgiveness as the path to your salvation lays the foundation of the teachings of A Course in Miracles. Many of you in this world practice a way of forgiveness not in alignment with the Course's particular truth based on the non-dualistic thought that there exists only love. Love flows or is blocked, whether you know it or not. You are all one. Non-dualism means you are not divided. The practice of forgiveness in the dualistic world differs from the practice of forgiveness we teach here. I'm going to read that again. The practice of forgiveness in the dualistic world, like this reality, differs from the practice of forgiveness we teach here. And it is important to bring it to mind early in your learning. In the dualistic world, you see people who have committed sins. Maybe they robbed you, betrayed you, or cheated you. Or, like I said, they're just your friends and family members who aren't as spiritual as you. Over time, you get so sick of hating them that you decide to forgive them of their sins. They still did those terrible things, and you think they're bad people, but eventually the suffering of judgment can wear you down, and you might forgive. Many people don't ever forgive anything. They take their resentments to the grave and will have to deal with them in another incarnation. We don't want that. That is indeed so. Your reincarnational journey is one of many opportunities to do this work. We encourage you to do this work now. Why? Because now is the time. It is the end of a spiritual season. There is an escalating energy permeating all that is. It seeks you to remove from your mind all illusions, and that is what forgiveness does. It removes from your mind the illusion that others are separate from you. You are good and they are bad. You are innocent and they are guilty. These are all illusions. In true forgiveness, as it is described in A Course in Miracles, you realize you are all one. You are actors in a dream playing your parts, the good guys and the bad guys. In truth, you are all connected. When you pass over, you will see that you assign these tasks to the bad guys in your play. So why attack them? Why judge them? Why call them bad when in fact you brought them into manifestation through your desire for separation? Just the same, you have a desire for reunification of mind, as well as body and spirit, with all that is. It is your destiny to reunify yourself so that you do not need to suffer anymore in this place of guilt, shame, death, and unforgiveness. Those are a lot of words for today's lesson, but we want you to understand that forgiveness does not mean an act did not happen in human terms. You must look after yourself in human terms. If somebody is a rapist, you don't want to hang out with that person, but it is important you forgive any trespasses perpetrated against you. Once again, you must treat yourself as a human and keep yourself safe, and that also means you must forgive yourself. You must forgive the foolish decisions you've made in the past and the unloving things you've said and done because you didn't know any better. You must in fact forgive yourself to have a clean slate. Now, today, choose love. There is no consequence for choosing love, for it is not real in God's eyes. It is not real in love's eyes. Love is all there is in love's eyes. Those shadows, spaces, and dark patches that demonstrate the unloving behavior you have participated in are nothing to do with God, because love is all that exists in non-dualistic teachings. I am that one that you know as Jesus. I love all of you regardless of what you have done, what you have said, how you dress, how much you weigh, how much money you have, or where you live. It does not matter. You are all beloved. You must remember that. We will see you again tomorrow. Okay, so there you have it. Be honest today and do this lesson. God is the love in which I forgive. And feel it. Really go deep, deep, deep to the places where you've got yourself on your holy high horse. Get off that horse today. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.